Hello everybody, my name is Sadie and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Now let's jump into today's episode. Today we are going to go over FNAF 2. It is a prequel to the first FNAF game, which I covered in my previous video. If you haven't seen my previous video yet, please go check it out before you watch this one. This may be the second game in the series, but it isn't the second in the timeline. It's actually a prequel. How do we know this? Lots of hints are dropped throughout the game, the first one being the phone guy is alive in this one. He died in the first FNAF game, which is revealed in the phone calls. Next, the animatronics are allowed to walk around during the day in this one. This can be heard in the first night's phone recording. In the first game, it specifically said in the phone recordings that they used to be able to walk around during the day, but not anymore. Another hint to it being a prequel is if you look at the paycheck you get after you beat it, it says it's for the date of November 12th, 1987, which is when the bite of 87 occurred according to the first game. In FNAF 2, there are 15 animatronics. 3 of them are Easter eggs. There is Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Mangle, Marionette, Balloon Boy, Golden Freddy, and Endoskeleton, while the Easter egg animatronics are Balloon Girl, Shadow Bonnie, and Shadow Freddy. Holy cow, so many animatronics. This game, like the first one, also takes place in a pizzeria. You play a security guard again, but unlike the first game, you have no doors to protect yourself. Instead, you have an empty Freddy Fazbear head to pretend you're an animatronic. But beware, you can't just leave it on your head the whole time, or Foxy will get you. He can tell you aren't really an animatronic. You still have lights on each side of you to see if anything is coming out of the vents, and you also have a flashlight this time. The flashlight will run out of power though if you use it too much, but the building's power will not. Now enough about the gameplay, let's move on to where to find the lore. Like the first game, listen closely to the phone messages the phone guy leaves you. There are also many games that randomly pop up after you die, which show children who have already died or are about to be murdered by the purple guy. The mini-games are open for speculation for the player regarding lore, so I will tell you what I think they mean personally. We will go over the phone recordings first. Here is Night 1 recording.
Hello and welcome to your new summer job at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I'm here to talk you through some of the things you can expect to see during your first week here and to help you get started down this new and exciting career path. Now, I want you to forget anything you may have heard about the old locations, some people still have a somewhat negative impression of the company. That old restaurant was kind of left to rot for quite a while, but I want to reassure you, Fazbear Entertainment is committed to family fun and above all, safety. They've spent a small fortune on these new animatronics. Facial recognition, advanced mobility, they even let them walk around during the day. Isn't that neat? But most importantly, they're all tied into some kind of criminal database so they can detect a predator a mile away. Heck, we should be paying them to guard you. Now that being said, no new system is without its kinks. You're only the second guard to work at that location. The first guy finished his week, but complained about conditions. We switched him over to the day shift. So, hey, lucky you, right? Mainly he expressed concern that certain characters seemed to move around at night, and even attempted to get into his office. Now, from what we know, that should be impossible. That restaurant should be the safest place on Earth. So while our engineers don't really have an explanation for this, the working theory is that the robots were never given a proper night mode. So when it gets quiet, they think they're in the wrong room. So then they go try to find where the people are, and in this case, that's your office. So our temporary solution is this. There's a music box over by the prize counter, and it's rigged to be wound up remotely. So just every once in a while, switch over to the prize counter video feed and wind it up for a few seconds. It doesn't seem to affect all of the animatronics, but it does affect one of them. And as for the rest of them, we have an even easier solution. You see, there may be a minor glitch in the system, something about the robot seeing you as an endoskeleton without a costume on, and wanting to stuff you into a suit. So hey, we've given you an empty Freddy Fazbear head. Problem solved. You can put it on any time and leave it on for as long as you want. Eventually anything that wandered in will wander back out. Something else worth mentioning is kind of the quirky modern design of the building. You may have noticed there are no doors for you to close. But hey, you have a light, and even though your flashlight can run out of power, the building cannot. So don't worry about the place going dark. Well, I think that's it. You should be golden. Check the lights, put on the Freddy head if you need to. Keep the music box wound up, piece of cake. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
First of all, it mentions an older location, which is actually talking about Fredbear's Family Diner, but you don't figure out the name of it until Night 5 phone recording. It then mentions that the animatronics can walk around during the day, which in the first game it mentions a previous restaurant letting them do this. It also says that they can detect a predator a mile away, the toy animatronics anyways, which makes you wonder if you did something wrong to make them come for you in the first place. The phone guy starts to explain more of game mechanics, like winding up the music box and wearing an empty Freddy head. Now let's play Night 2 recording.
Hello? See, I told you your first night wouldn't be a problem. You're a natural. By now I'm sure you've noticed the older models sitting in the back room. Those are from the previous location, and we just use them for parts now. The idea at first was to repair them. They even started retrofitting them with some of the newer technology, but they were just so ugly, you know? And the smell. So the company decided to just go in a whole new direction and make them super kid-friendly. Those older ones shouldn't be able to walk around, but if they do, the whole Freddy head trick should work on them too, so whatever. I loved those old characters. Did you ever see Foxy the Pirate? Oh wait, Foxy. Oh yeah, Foxy. Hey listen, that one was always a bit twitchy. I'm not sure if the Freddy head trick will work on Foxy. If for some reason he activates during the night, and you see him standing at the far end of the hall, just flash your light at him from time to time. Those older models would always get disoriented with bright lights. It would cause a system restart or something. Come to think of it, you might want to try that on any room where something undesirable might be. It might hold him in place for a few seconds. That glitch might have carried over to the newer models too. One more thing, don't forget the music box. I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always thinking, and it can go anywhere. I don't think the Freddy mask will fool it, so just don't forget the music box. Anyway, I'm sure it won't be a problem. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
The restaurant has some older models in the back room, which can be seen on camera 8. They are apparently from an older location, which could be Fredbear's Family Diner. The animatronic smell is once again brought up. He then talks about more game mechanics, like how if you flash your flashlight at Foxy it will make him go away, and how important it is to not forget that music box. Let's move on to Night 3 recording.
Hello? See, I told you wouldn't have any problems. Did, Foxy ever appear in the hallway? Probably not. I was just curious. Like I said, he was always my favorite. They tried to remake Foxy, you know? They thought the first one was too scary, so they redesigned him to be more kid-friendly and put him in Kids Cove to keep the toddlers entertained, you know? But kids these days just can't keep their hands to themselves. The staff literally had to put Foxy back together in every shift. Eventually they just stopped trying and left him as some kind of take apart, put back together attraction. Now he's just a mess of parts. I think the employees refer to him as just the mangle. Oh hey, before I go, I wanted to ease your mind about any rumors you might have heard lately. You know how these local stories come and go and seldom mean anything. I can personally assure you that whatever is going on out there, however tragic it may be, has nothing to do with our establishment. It's just all rumor and speculation, people trying to make a buck, you know. Our guard during the day has reported nothing unusual, and he's on watch from opening till close. Okay, well anyway, hang in there and I'll talk with you tomorrow.
This one talks about any rumors you might have heard and just to ignore them. He is most likely referring to the murders and disappearance of children going on in the restaurant and is trying to brush it off. Next, let's listen to Night 4 recording.
Hello. Hey there, Night 4. I told you to get the hang of it. Okay, so just to update you, there's been somewhat of an investigation going on. We may end up having to close for a few days. I don't know. I want to emphasize, though, that it's really just a precaution. Fazbear Entertainment denies any wrongdoing. These things happen sometimes. It'll all get sorted out in a few days. Just keep an eye on things, and I'll keep you posted. Just as a side note, though, try to avoid eye contact with any of the animatronics tonight if you can. Someone may have tampered with their facial recognition systems. We're not sure. But the characters have been acting very unusual, almost aggressive towards the staff. They interact with the kids just fine, but when they encounter an adult, they just stare. Anyway, hang tight, it'll all pass. Good night.
There is now an investigation going on for the missing children, but the company denies any wrongdoings. The animatronics are acting very aggressive towards the staff there. Put 2 and 2 together and you see that one of the employees are the ones that have been responsible for the missing children. Now for Night 5 recording.
Oh, hey, good job, Night 5. Hey, keep a close eye on things tonight, okay? From what I understand, the building is on lockdown. No one is allowed in or out, especially concerning any previous employees. When we get it all sorted out, we may move into the day shift. The position just became available. We don't have a replacement for your shift yet, but we're working on it. We're going to try to contact the original restaurant owner. I think the name of the place was Freddy's Family Diner or something like that. It was closed for years, though. I doubt we'll be able to track anybody down. We'll just get through one more night. Hang in there. Good night.
The building is now on lockdown, and no one is allowed in or out, especially any previous employees, which indicates the person of interest was fired. It also says that the daytime position has become available, which means the person of interest was the daytime guard. Notice it also says the name of the previous restaurant, Freddy's Family Diner. Now we have the 6th night recording to listen to.
Hello. What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night. We have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics and make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay? For now, just make it through the night. When the place eventually opens again, I'll probably take a night shift myself. Okay, good night and good luck.
The pizzeria is now closed down, and someone stole a yellow suit from the back room. Put a pin in this. Also, they have another event for in the morning. After you beat Night 6, you see a paycheck with the name Jeremy Fitzgerald on 11/13/1987. That is a security card you have been playing. When you go to the day shift, someone else named Fritz Smith replaced you, as you could see from the pink slip you get after beating a custom night. When Jeremy goes to the day shift, the Bite of 87 happens since that was the last event of the year before they closed. It is speculated that Jeremy was the victim, since the animatronics were so aggressive with the staff and not the children. Now we are going to move on to the death minigames, in other words, the mini-games you get when you get a game over. First up is Take the Cake to the Children. In this minigame, you play as Freddy taking cake to 6 children. Upon giving the cake to each child makes them turn green, but if you don't give them anything for a long period of time, they turn red. You see outside that a child is crying, and while you are serving up the cakes, a purple car pulls up and the purple guy gets out to kill the crying child. After the crying child dies, letters are being called out SAVEHIM, as Freddy begins to move slower and slower. When the minigame ends, the marionette jump scares you. In this minigame, it tells the story of how the purple guy killed one of his victims.
There's more to this story than what is shown here, but that won't be until a later FNAF game altogether. Next we have Foxy Go Go Go. In this minigame, Foxy comes out of Pirate Cove while the message Go 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 is displayed. When you get to the other side of the room, there are 5 children waiting for you and the word hooray. You do this 2 more times, but on the 3rd time all 5 children are dead with the purple guy watching, and you get jump scared by Foxy. This is just reinforcing the fact that the purple guy is the one who killed the children, in my opinion. Then we have the Give Gifts, Give Life minigame. In this minigame, you play as the marionette, and there is text saying give gifts at the top of the screen while you give presents to 4 dead children. Once all the gifts are given, and you return to the middle of the room, the text will change to Give Life. After that, you give animatronic heads to each of the children, implying their bodies are being stuffed into the suits, or they are possessing the suits with help from the marionette. While you are giving to the children, multiple letters are spelled out. Help them. HELPTHEM. Then a single frame before you are greeted by Golden Freddy's jump scare, you see a 5th child's body in the middle of the room. So this one, like I said earlier, implies the suits are being possessed with the dead children, and the marionette helped them achieve that. The Save Them minigame, you play as Freddy following the marionette in the pizzeria, finding 5 dead children laying about in 5 different places. If you listen to the audio, it spells out SAVETHEM, Save Them. Once you get to a certain room after following the marionette, the game cuts to a static and ends. You can also choose not to follow the marionette and will receive a static ending by encountering Golden Freddy at random. Very rarely, you will see the purple guy. He will follow you until coming into contact with you. The blue static will cover the screen with the words, "You can't." This is another minigame about Purple Guy killing the 5 children. The marionette is trying to get you to save them, but the Purple Guy is ruthless and will make sure that won't happen. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. I want your opinions. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you again, and I hope you have a great night.